What's good, my lady? Me, welcome back to another lovely, beautiful, sexy, amazing video. The equally lovely, equally beautiful, equally sexy, and equally amazing LiTTyENT. I already know what time it is. Now let's go. Now guys, oh boy, the F3 in the UK, it just keeps on going. It's like Mo Farah in a marathon at this point. And this time it looks like it's between Digga and Central C. And we're going to break down Central C's new song and the ample amount of shots he took in it in way more detail. But you know what you got to do. You just got to like, comment, subscribe, something, drop a banger like this one. And hit that note because you're in the East. So you can be the first to know when one of these videos comes out. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, in the midst of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef beginning to die down and Kendrick quite clearly emerging as the victor, argue with your mum, it seems that we may very well have another beef stirring up here in the UK. Of course, a couple days ago I made the video about RD's quite lame attempt to stir up some sort of controversy here in the UK, but it seems that Central C is now the latest challenger in this UK rap beef paradigm, and he seems to have his eyes dead set on none other Digga. Now, if you didn't already know, on Thursday evening, Central C dropped a new freestyle called CC Freestyle, where he's rapping on a grime style beat, and I'll be very honest, Central C was like a ballerina the way he was tap dancing on this beat. Pause, no Diddy. He was floating like a butterfly on this track, and obviously, you can't float like a butterfly without stinging like a bee. So, of course, he decided to take a couple shots at Digga, and we're going to break down some of these shots in more detail because some of them are just absolutely outrageous, for loss of a better term. So Central C starts off his verse by saying, "You don't want to see man jump out the skip, hear the whip skid make your heartbeat skip. Anytime that your song comes on, we skip. I'm with the Marleys, not Bob or Skip." And we got the Charlie and chocolate chip. That part's irrelevant. But of course, the rumor is going around that he's talking to Digga, and he's basically saying, you know, anytime your song comes on, they skip. So that's just a light jab there, nothing too crazy. But he then continues and says, "Surrender your flag cause you're not no crip. Don't be angry at me that you got no hits. You can go ends and they all know Sench. You can go ends and they might know you. Try leave London and cross the bridge and ask who he is and they got no clue." And of course, it's at this point where it's fairly evident that he's starting to talk about Digga. Obviously, the first line is most likely a reference to Digga's video for Woy. If you're not aware, the signature color of the Crips in LA is blue, and in Digga's Woy video, his crew were seen to be waving blue flags. They had blue bandanas, they had blue cars. I think they even had a blue slushy machine as well. Like, they were really trying to play into the whole Crip aesthetic. So Sench is basically saying, like, allow it, man. You're not a Crip. Like, you're wet. Like, stop it.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
He then goes on to claim that Digga has no hits. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that is, of course, factually inaccurate. Let's be real. I'm sorry, Sench. I can't let you get that one off. It's not fair and it's not right to say Digga has no hits. That's just not true. There's multiple Digga tunes that have charted in the top 10 or top 20 or at least top 40, and plenty of songs in general that if they were put on at any party or any rave, it would turn the place up. I've seen the damage that Woy and Pump 101 do in the club and at parties and at Wireless and things of that nature. So yeah, that's cap from Sench, I can't lie.
Why these niggas capping so hard?
However, Sench could be saying that the hits that Digga has are nothing in comparison to the hits that Sench has, which we can do a deep dive and investigate that, because if we look at the numbers, Digga only has 4 gold songs and 7 silver songs, whereas Central C has 1 double platinum song, 6 platinum songs, 3 gold songs, and 5 silver songs. So if he's saying numbers wise your hits are not really hits in comparison to mine, then I can hear it, you know, because from that angle, the hits that Central C has are doo-dooing on the hits that Digga has. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true. Now let's go back to my nigga on the floor.
Central C then ends his verse by claiming that if you go to the ends, which, you know, I'm only a part-time driller, so I'm assuming the ends is West London or more specifically Shepherd's Bush, that everyone knows Central C, but only a few people would actually know Digga. And again, I'm sorry, Digga fans, but I can't lie. I do have to give it to Sench there. That's probably true. At least if you're talking to like a general civilian. I'm sure if you ask, you know, people in teenagers or in their mid-20s or even early 30s, they probably would know both of them relatively well. But I'm sure if you ask someone who's in their 40s or 50s, if you just ask like a random, I don't know, you saw a woman on the street and she was like 40 or 50 and you asked her if she knows Central C or Digga, she'd probably be more likely to know Sench than Digga. Think of who your mum or your dad would know is a good indication of whether that statement is true or not. But then Central C doubles down on this and says, yeah, maybe some people will know you in ends, but if we go outside of London, your name is ringing off even even less. And again, I'm sorry, Central C. I have to call some cap and some BS on some of the things you're saying. You know, when you're right, I'm giving it to you, pause, no Diddy. But when you're wrong, I just have to say you're wrong. And here, you're definitely wrong. That is just factually inaccurate. To say that people in other cities don't know Digga D when he's had a #1 project on the UK charts it's slightly disingenuous. You know, you don't get top 10 and top 20 hits in the UK and only be known in London. Like that just, it just don't work like that, I'm afraid. And you can't say that someone's only getting booked in Leicester and then say when you go to London, no one knows who you are. Those are two contradicting statements right there. So yeah, that's factually inaccurate. I'm sorry, I'm just calling it how it is. I'm just saying. Central C then continues and says, F the drill, that's not what I do. I trapped and it changed my life. You trapped and all you got was lube. Blah, 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 blah. Something about something, dying as a legend. And he said, they book me in LA, they book you in Leicester. Again, pretty straightforward. He's saying that his trapping allowed him to build a better life for himself, whereas Digga D's just bought him a new pair of shoes. But of course, this next line is just straight up disrespectful because Central C's saying that they book him in LA and they book Digga D in Leicester. And I actually did my research on this line, and this is most definitely not cap. Central C did indeed get booked in LA for Rolling Loud Los Angeles last year, and I'm not gonna lie, he did have the crowd pretty turned up. And in that same year, Digga D got booked in Leicester.
Whoa. We're not here to talk about that right now.
And to add insult to injury, it was for a uni motive. Straight into the Midlands.
Bonkers.
And to add further insult to injury, they were offering 2-for-1 tickets.
Stop! Please stop, please.
Ah, Digga D, man, it's not looking good, bruv. I'm not gonna lie. How are they offering 2-for-1 tickets to your show, man? And come on, man, that is just embarrassing. And I'm sorry, but I know they wouldn't be offering no 2-for-1 tickets if Central C was performing there. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah!
Come on, man. Surely Digga D is beyond the level of doing uni parties and uni motives. Like, come on, man. What is his management doing? Digga D is way past that stage, man. At least I would hope so. I would hope that you don't need to do that anymore. But I don't know. Maybe they were offering a crazy bag. I really don't know. But if I was his management team, I think we're way beyond the point of performing at university. But Central C then continues with his tirade on Digga as he says, I seen a snippet, unreleased it slaps on mute, the trailer's shit. Which here I believe he's referring to the song that leaked a couple years ago, which was Digga D's beatbox freestyle. I don't know if you guys remember, there was that beatbox song that was going viral and a lot of rappers were remixing the beat and things of that nature. I think Digga D might have teased the freestyle on his IG or something, but in it he was dissing Digga and Central C. And in terms of Central C, he actually said, who the F is Central C? The only wild in West is we chefed his brother, went to jail, but still took the not guilty plea. I bust the case, they set me free. Thank you, God, for blessing me. I'm on my big growth shit. Ain't no way that we bless the beef. Damn, I forgot how ruthless those lyrics were. Oh my goodness. No wonder Central C's so aggravated. That is crazy. I forgot. I really forgot how violent that was. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there is a story going around that Digga D babbed Central C, or Digga D and his crew allegedly chef Central C's brother. Well, I mean, he's admitting it on the track. So don't even say allegedly. He's admitting it. They could play this in court if they really wanted to. Like, you know what I mean? Which I'm not promoting, by the way. You know, free the man them, free the guys. And Central C finally ends his disses on Digga D by saying, if I was them, I would feel embarrassed. What they do in London, I do in Paris. Which, I gotta be honest, again is very true. Digga D's latest show was at the Royal Albert Hall, which is a capacity of over 5,272 people, whereas Central C's last appearance in Paris was at Zenith, which has capacity of over 6,804 people. So as you can see, so far more or less all of Central C's claims have the facts to back them up. Now, in terms of my overall opinion on the feud between these two gentlemen, I think it's a very exciting time, to be honest. I believe these individuals are both formidable opponents. They're both from the same area in London, so there's less hometown bias compared to other beefs, you know, like Drake and Kendrick. One's from Toronto, one's from LA, so there's, you know, some people in LA might be a bit biased and some people in Toronto might be a bit biased, but here they're both from West London, so West London can just keep it real. I think this is one of the feuds that can just strictly go down to who's the better rapper, who's got the better pen, and who's making better songs. Obviously Central C is more popular than Digga D, but I think he's more popular on a worldwide scale. Like, I think Central C and Digga D's names both ring off to a similar capacity in the UK. Like, it's not like Central C's dissing like A1 and J1. No disrespect to them, but I'm just using them as an example of people whose names don't ring off in the same way as those two names. You know what I mean? So, but if you didn't already know, Digga D is currently in jail right now, so it's unlikely that we'll hear a response track from him just yet. But apparently he did respond in his Instagram channel or something like that, and he said, "I'm not Drake, I'm not Kendrick," which, yeah, duh, but like, I don't really know what he means by that. Does he mean that he's better, or is he saying like he's worse? I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that.
I don't know.
But I mean, that is the second time in the space of 2 weeks that Digga D's been dissed by a UK rapper, so it must really be starting to rattle him. So I'm sure he's cooking up something in that jail cell, and he's probably going to be ready to drop it maybe within the next week, if this is beef that he wants to engage in. If he's thinking, yeah, this is lame and those shots were weak, then you're probably not going to hear anything from him. And it depends if he has a studio in jail. Like, you know, I'm only a part-time driller, so I don't know how you can sneak a recording booth through, you know, you know what, I was stop. I also did see a lot of people getting mad because Central C said he's the reason why the UK is valid. I might make a whole separate video on that, but I'll touch on it briefly. I think he's right to an extent. At least in recent times, he's been waving the flag for the UK way more than pretty much any other rapper in the UK at the moment. Nobody else has crossed over globally the way he has. So on a global scale, I can agree that he's the reason why it's valid right now, or one of the reasons. But in general, is he the reason why it's valid? Absolutely not. So I think there's an important distinction that needs to be made there. But again, if you want me to make a whole separate video on that, I will. That's my 2 cents at the moment. But in the words of Heady One,
it's a bit of a sticky one still.
But let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. What do you think about this potentially brewing beef between Digga D and Central C? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 2,000 subs. You already know what time it is. Follow my personal IG at the LiTTyENT. If you care about what I do, I'm not making these bangers for you. I'll post updates on Twitter as well, so you might as well follow me on there. What else are you doing with your life? Absolutely nothing, mate. I bet. Peace.
Well, you ain't know I could sing.